Hello students, welcome back to your bio classes. Now in this video we will start with our new chapter, lesson 11, digestive system. In the previous chapter we have talked about nutrition, chapter number 10, and where we have learned that the food which we eat comprises of various nutrients such as fats, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and all such things. Fats, carbohydrates or proteins, they cannot be taken in by our body as such. They have to be converted into diffusible form or in a form which can be absorbed or used by our cells as raw material. So for that we need digestive system, and we all the living organisms, higher organisms, have a well modified digestive system, and you have drawn this diagram earlier also. So in this chapter again you will have to go through this diagram. It is frequently asked in the exams, maybe for the labeling or to draw. Now the first topic in this chapter is need for digestive system. Now why do we need digestive system? So as I explained that the food which we take in, it cannot be used in the same form. It has to be converted into diffusible form, so that you know that blood absorbs the food in the form of glucose. So that means whatever you eat has to be converted into simple form, that is the simplest of the carbohydrate, that is glucose. So for that we have digestive system. So how can we define digestion? So we can define that digestion means the breakdown of the substances or the foodstuffs into diffusible form, or you can say digestion is any change which makes the food soluble and of such chemical nature that it can be absorbed through the living membranes. You can also write down in your own words that digestion is a process of converting the complex food molecules into simplest ones so that they can be used by the body. Now this digestive system, for this we have digestive system, and our digestive system basically comprises of two parts. One is the alimentary canal and the other in the digestive glands. So this is your alimentary canal. This is a long tube, muscular tube of varying length and various shapes, but it is one tube in continuation. We call it alimentary canal. It has two openings. It opens in the mouth and it means exits through the anus here, and you know that we take food from the mouth which goes in the esophagus. This is the slender esophagus. Then the same tube forms a sac like stomach where the food is churned and partially digested. Then semi-digested food passes through this is the small intestine, highly coiled. Then large intestine where undigested food is passed. From small intestine the food is absorbed. When the food reaches here, it is finally broken down into the simplest of molecule, that is glucose, and fats into small lipid molecules, and the proteins into amino acids. And we will discuss in this chapter how all these are absorbed by the body. So this is your alimentary canal. It is also known as gut. Apart from this, for this digestion to be completed, we need certain glands, and those are called digestive glands. Basically these are, the largest gland is your liver, this one, and one more gland, pancreas. They produce certain juices, digestive juices, which help in the breakdown of these foodstuffs, or you can say which bring about the digestion process. And all these secretions of these glands, they actually contain enzymes. So there is a topic in your book related to enzymes. Enzymes play a key role in the digestion of food, and there are hundreds of enzymes are involved, and all these enzymes, they have given certain characteristics. So you go through these characteristics. Sometimes the question may be asked upon this. Now we will start with digestive system, and as I told you, it comprises of two parts, alimentary canal and digestive glands. So first of all, let us talk about the alimentary canal. So alimentary canal, it itself begins from the esophagus, and esophagus is present in your neck, and its beginning is itself in the mouth. So you all know that. How will you define what is mouth? Actually mouth is the empty space that is called oral cavity. It is also known as buccal cavity. You can say that the space which is bounded by the lips from outer side and the jaws, okay, And these lips, they also help in closing the mouth, in sucking, in licking the liquids, in speaking also. And tongue is the muscular organ which helps in manipulating the food. Means the tongue helps to make the food in a sort of round bolus, and you know that we cannot shift the whole chapati inside our body. It has to be first converted into mixture of with get mixed with saliva, and then it, with the help of tongue, it is swallowed inside the esophagus. The next is the teeth. The teeth, which is also known as the dentition, and particularly you know that teeth play a major role in digestion. Digestion means chemical breakdown of the food, means chemically their nature will be changed. But before that chemical breakdown, food has to be converted into, it has to be masticated, it has to be broken into fine smaller particles. Because as such, the whole of the things which you eat, suppose a whole banana or a chapati, it cannot be broken down by the enzymes. It has to be first masticated into smaller pieces, and in that teeth play a very important role. So when we talk about digestion, we have to discuss about the teeth. You can say that teeth bring about the mechanical digestion of the food. The small sized bits, they have relatively large surface area, so enzymes can better digest them. Okay, and teeth also help us in speaking and in talking, and they also add to, you can say, beauty to our face. So in your syllabus you have the structure of the teeth. So here, as it is shown here, this is the structure of human teeth. We have to discuss the structure of teeth in related to human teeth. So this is one set of teeth in your, you know that we all have two jaws, upper jaw and lower jaw. So this is in one part of jaw. We will divide it in two halves, half this side, half right and half left. So I hope you all know about the teeth. We have four types of teeth. These are the first two, which are called incisor. They are used for cutting. Then we have canine. So two here. Let's talk about first half, this much. So two in this half, two in this half. Okay. Then we have incisor 2, then canines, which are sharply edged. This one canine, which have sharp edges, and they help in tearing of the food. And I hope you all also know that the carnivores animals, they have very well developed canines which help in tearing the flesh, which you see as sharp pointed teeth of dogs or such other animals. So we have two canines, one in this half, one in this half, and four incisors. After canine, we have two premolars. These are the premolars which help in grinding and crushing the food. And after premolars, we have three more. We call them molars. Out of these three, these two are present in adult. And once you become adult after the age of 20 years, this last molar appears in the end. And this is also known as wisdom tooth. So you have to learn this way: two incisors, one canine, two premolars, and three molars. So we can say 2, 1, 2, 3. Two incisors, one canine, two premolars, and three molars. This is half set of teeth in one jaw. So same half is present on this jaw. So same we can write two incisors, one canine, two premolars, and three molars. Into 2. Into 2 means this whole is one set in one jaw, let's say upper jaw. Same will be present in the lower jaw. And this is known as dentine formula. So you have this in our syllabus, and we will discuss in the next page. Where you have to write the dentine formula. So total 32, it makes 32 teeth. 2, 1, 2, 3 and 2, 1, 2, 3. Total 16 in upper jaw and 16 in lower jaw. So 32 teeth are present in human set of teeth in an human adult. It is variable in according to the age. Okay. So first of all, go through this incisors, canines, premolars, and molars, their structure. Here you have to remember that this question is normally asked about wisdom tooth. When do they appear? So you have to write that wisdom teeth, they appear after the age of 17 to 20, after the age of 20, when the human beings start becoming adult. So that is why they are known as wisdom tooth. Sometimes they will ask why it is known as wisdom tooth. The only reason is because they appear at the later age. Then the second term related to this dentine is heterodont. When we have different types of teeth, like in human beings you have discussed, we have 4 types of teeth: incisor, canine, premolar and molar. So if we have 4 types of teeth, different types, then we say the dentition is called heterodont. And some animals like lizards, like sharks, like frog, they all have same type of teeth, they are called homodont. So homodont and heterodont, you may be asked to mention the difference between them. Okay, so remember heterodont and homeodont. Then the next topic is mammalian teeth. They appear in 2 sets during life. In humans, the first set of teeth, as you know, is known as milk teeth, which is deciduous teeth. As you know, they will fall off. You know very well that the small kids, they develop first of all after the age of say 9 months, they start developing, and their roots are dissolved later on. So here they have shown, this is a set of temporary teeth, the deciduous teeth which come out, and below that you can see the permanent teeth are being formed in your jaw. So in case of human beings, we have 2 set of teeth: temporary or deciduous teeth, and afterwards when they fall off after the age of say 10 or 11, by the age of 12 years, everyone has a set of permanent teeth. Okay, so learn these 2 terms also, temporary and permanent teeth. Or sometimes they will ask you, what do you mean by milk teeth? Milk teeth are the teeth which appear in the smaller kids and which are deciduous. Deciduous means they will fall out because their roots will be dissolved. They will fall out after a certain period, maybe 7 to 8 years, within 7 to 8 years. Then here they have discussed about the dentine formula. So as I told you, dentine formula will be different for a child, human child, up to the age of 2 years. A 2-year child has 2 incisors, 1 canine. It doesn't have any premolars, so we will write 0, and 2 molars. Okay, in case of 2-year child. So 2, 1, 0, 2. Don't forget to put commas. 2 refers to incisors, 1 refers to canine, 0 for premolars. Premolars are not present in the children, smaller children, and 2 molars. So this is half set. 1 jaw, upper jaw half set, upper jaw next half. So this forms 2, 1, 2, 5 and 5, 10. 10 in upper jaw and 10 in lower jaw. So equal to 20 milk teeth. So this can also be asked, how many milk teeth are there? So you have to write 20. Or if they ask you write the dentine formula for a human child, then write down 2102 upon 2102 into 2. Okay, then human adolescent up to the age of 17 to 20. So as I told you, up to the age of 17 to 20 you will have 28, because the wisdom tooth, 4 wisdom tooth in upper jaw 2 and lower jaw 2 will appear after the age of 20. So in that case you have to write 2122, 2122, half and half. Okay, so this makes 2 to 4 to 6, 7, and 7, 14. 14 in upper jaw, 14 in lower jaw, so 28. Okay, and if they ask in adult, then you will write, by that time wisdom tooth will also appear. So you will write 2123 upon 2123. That makes 32 permanent teeth. So you have to learn, or you should know, this dentine formula for all of these. Now in the next video, we will talk about the structure of the tooth. Thank you.